I didn't find out I was laid off in a meeting or an email. I found out in the bathroom listening to Don't Stop Believing. It's crazy. I know it sounds it's crazy. I wouldn't believe it had I not experienced it. But unfortunately our company was going through a lot of changes over multiple years, just a lot of changes in leadership, just a lot. We went through a lot, many rounds of layoffs. And unfortunately, one of the recent layoffs, I was part of that. Now, there was a lot of buzz. We knew that there was layoffs potentially being announced on a Tuesday, and this was on a Monday. I was in the office, and I was leaving the office that day, just packing up my things at my desk, not giving it much thought. I think I had completely forgotten that the next day could potentially be some announcements of layoffs. So I just pack up my desk as I normally do and say goodbye to some coworkers as I'm walking out the door. But I stop by the restroom on the way out, and there's always music playing in the restroom there, in the bathroom, and I hear that song, "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and I quick had a flashback to the ending of The Sopranos. Remember that? When the screen goes black in that last episode and you hear "Don't Stop Believing," that song is playing. And I just had this realization that this was the last time I would be leaving that building. This 18-year career, which I was blessed to have and work with amazing people, it was over. It was the most outrageous experience. Well, maybe not the most outrageous, but it was crazy to think I would have a sign like that the day before. And I imagine it wasn't even within maybe 12 hours from that point that I did receive the email. It was, I believe it was before maybe 3 a.m. I'm lying in bed. Typically I'd get to the office. I was getting to the office at 7, and whatever time it was, yeah, maybe it was around 3 or so, or before 3, I decided to just check my email just in case, because I knew there was some buzz about these potential layoffs. And sure enough, there's an email in there. You know how the email basically goes. It's a tough decision, and unfortunately your role has been eliminated. It was basically what it was. But I think what was even more interesting was it said that if you were in the building at the time, find security to escort you out because your badge wouldn't work. And I thought, well, man, if I had drove into work, I would have been trying to badge into the parking garage and not made it in. But unfortunately, that was the news. And I think everybody's reaction and experience is going to be different. I know it's tough. There's a lot of videos that I've seen out there. It's really unfortunate being laid off, of course. And in my case, it was something that there were so many rounds of layoffs over the years that people which even much more tenure, 20 plus years and things. And unfortunately, that's part of business. We were fortunate to have a generous, compensation package and severance and things like that. But yeah, it was just such a weird experience hearing that song. And I heard that song, and man, this cannot be a good sign at all. This is the way The Sopranos ended. Since then, I've given it a lot of thought, and it's one of these things, I guess, with this, change is inevitable. One of the core values was embrace and drive change. And sometimes we can get in a state of denial, not thinking our day or our number will be called, and at some point it may. But yeah, unfortunately, mine was part of, or 10,000 plus, I think, unfortunately, during that. And for me personally, the way I looked at it is, things happen for a reason, and just seeing it as an opportunity to look at some different paths and some different paths forward. just reconnecting with family, friends, all those kind of things. But I just thought that I've never heard anything like that. Don't Stop Believin' by Journey playing, ending that 18-year career just as the Sopranos season finale ended. It just didn't have the blackout screen at the end. But unfortunately, if you're going through something like this, sympathize with you. Stay positive on this. Give some time to think about what your next move is going to be. Maybe write something out. What are the things you enjoyed about your previous role? Maybe there's some things with AI that you want to explore and move forward. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's your own solopreneurship. But think of it in terms of good things will come from it. And you have all the business experience and the friendships, hopefully, that you've had and developed over those years that you'll take with you. And maybe it's one of these things, and everybody's a little bit different. It could be exactly what you needed to move to the next level, to the next thing. Maybe it's something that you were putting off, and in this case, sometimes the universe has a unique way of making that decision for you. That's kind of the way I think I feel with myself. I mean, I loved all the people that I worked with, loved what I was working on. I was constantly learning, so it was never a dull moment. A lot of new faces in leadership that I met over the past few years that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet. Learned some great frameworks and mindsets of how to look at things, and met some really cool leaders that were recently part of the team that got to work with briefly, but would have enjoyed working with them longer and learning from them. And that was one of the things too. You know, of course, there's a call with your manager, and just had a brief call. I'm difficult for them too, and that's how I looked at it as well. It's not easy for them to make these calls and go through the transitions and take on all this new business and those kind of things. But I said, man, you've got a great team. I enjoyed working with the team. It would have been great to be on board longer, but you've got all the smart minds there to move some things forward and do some incredible things with the business. So that's the way I approached it. That's the way I looked at it. Hopefully you have a positive outlook on things too. Things will work out. You just got to keep looking. As long as you keep looking, follow your passion, things that are of interest to you, touching base with friends, past co-workers. There's a lot of YouTube content. There's a lot of people sharing their experience in there too. And I wish you the best with that. Thanks for stopping by the video. If you enjoyed this video, there's definitely more to come. Check out the next one here. And stay excited, stay positive. Change is inevitable. Look at it as an opportunity. And look at this opportunity that you may not have had. If you really enjoy what you're doing, you might still be on that path when you could have made a transition sooner. And just think of it as the universe is looking out for your best interest and made a decision for you. Talk with you soon. Thanks again.